Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Welcome to Spiritual Direction and Soul Care Sunday Live, Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. And we are back. We are back and we are continuing our journey exploring the idea of our holy humanity, these 10 dimensions of the human core, these 10 experiences of the spiritual life. And we're all together again. And I'm so glad I was able to play some kind of like holiday vibe music, get me in the mood for Christmas. It is a cozy, snowy day here where I am, and we are making Christmas cookies and treats and getting ready to make holiday season pear jam, and we're making holiday breads, and it is a day around here, and I'm really excited to spend some of it with you. So as we continue our journey, what are you doing? What do you plan for the holidays? What do you expect the holidays to be like for you? I know holidays, we can always have to say holidays can be a complicated time for some of us, or all of us. But what are you doing? What are you doing to celebrate joy and hope and peace? What are you doing to cultivate love and peace within yourself and between you and others? What are you doing? Like, how are you attending to yourself, your spirit, your core, the essential part of your human self? What are you doing to care for yourself in that sense, right? How are you honoring yourself in these holiday days, even as we run around and do all the things, right? The other day, Jill and I were talking about how, getting together gifts and getting together plans for all the things, realizing that like how much life has changed, how when we were growing up, it was like actually a thing where you had to go out and do your Christmas shopping. And the week before Christmas was like a big thing where people would go out and the places would be packed, or you just go downtown. Like I grew up in Chicago, and you go head downtown to State Street, and you would just walk the street and listen to the street performers and get hot chestnuts and churros and look at the beautiful displays and the picture windows of the big department stores. And that was all part of what Christmas is. And now it's all, we order stuff online, and it's like a big deal to get everything done sooner. Like there's been like a obsession with productivity over the last, 30 years, where it's like, well, I have all my Christmas shopping done. I have everything planned. Or people who are like, I buy Christmas gifts for people, in summer, as soon as I see them or whatever. And it's just like, what happened to the hustle and the bustle? There was something life-giving about that. And then it all turned into stress and craziness, right? I don't know. But what are you doing? What are you doing? And what are your traditions? What are the things that you like to do? I think we have different traditions that we do each year. Sometimes because of things that are happening in our lives, those traditions change, or we take up new ones. We find new things each year. That's the beauty of the holidays. They ground us, but they also expand us. They grow us, right? They ground us and they grow us. And that's really what being a person is, right? That's part of the holy experience of being a person. And like I've said, we've been talking about these 10 different experiences that are kind of core to that growth and grounding that happens, that are really just basic to our spiritual life. And we looked at so far 5 different experiences that we've looked at so far as we've gone through this journey of holy humanity. We've looked at 5 different experiences, 5 dimensions, and those have been the experience of longing, the experience of looking, the experience of home, the experience of love, and the experience of eternity, that sense of fullness, right? Like that's what we talked about last week, that moment of fullness in the now, that moment full of meaning that gives you a sense of connection, right? A sense of connection to the timeless value of connection and experience of it. When you know that you're fully alive to yourself and to the ones you love and to everything, all creation, right? That's an experience of eternity, right? So today I wanted to talk a little bit more, though, about this 6th experience, the 6th dimension that we can call mystery, right? Mystery, or sometimes it's talked about as unknowing, which is a really technical kind of way of talking about it. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But mystery, the experience of mystery or unknowing. And that brings us back, and it's deeply connected to the experience of love, right? And all these experiences are intertwined, right? But I wanted to talk a little bit about mystery, about what is unknowable, and how being aware of and connected to the reality of the unknowable is important for our spiritual life. And I want to talk even too how it connects to the holiday season. Okay. So when we talk about mystery, we know, and generally accept that there's a lot we don't understand in the world, right? Today, Jill and I just ran out to the store, and on the way home, we were talking about how things are going and how our life is progressing, and we both talked about that part of our experience that we just don't understand why it has to be the way it is, right? Why it's complicated, and why we as people yearn for the things we yearn for, the pain of what it means to be mortal, the pain that goes with love. I thought about, and I talked specifically about how, like, the last 3 years of my dad's life, my dad died in 2021, and the last 3 years of his life with Parkinson's, he didn't feel good, right? He didn't feel good. He was becoming increasingly disabled. And like, why does it have to be like that, right? Why is life ordered the way it is? So generally, right, we know and accept that there's a lot we don't understand in the world, right? We don't understand in our daily experience. But what's interesting about modern life and how we try to navigate that and the tension that brings is that we also oftentimes operate under the assumption that with enough time, right, and with enough effort and enough smarts and maybe even some luck, people can pretty much find the answer to anything and everything. We kind of operate a lot of times under that assumption that fundamentally someday all problems can be solved. And many of us presume, often to the point of certainty, things like that sooner or later our scientists will discover the cure for all diseases, right? Or that someday, sooner or later, with our instruments and computers or machines not yet invented, we'll heal the planet and we'll explore the stars, or we'll discover alien life, right? Like when I'm frustrated with my kids not wanting to do their chores, right? Like sometimes I'll say, I'm not asking for the miraculous trifecta, the miraculous 3 of world peace, cure cancer, and discover alien life. I'm just asking you to clean your room, right? You know what I mean? Like, why do I say that? Because we have this assumption underneath that somehow we might actually ultimately eventually do all those things, right? So we live for the most part in a world of the known and the ignored and the forgotten and the yet to be discovered. We live conceptually, is what I'm talking about, right? In a world of problems posed and problems solved. That's a way of living in the world. That's a world of knowing things by virtue of our reason and our effort. But that kind of knowing can't really lead us to the depths of yourself. It can move you initially deeper, but at some point, reason and thinking your way out of things or thinking your way into things fails. And what is truly real, what is of the eternal stuff that we sense that we are, well, that's not grasped ultimately by reason. That's grasped by letting go. That's only known as being unknown to reason, because it's only accessed by love. Who we really are and who a person really is and what life really means is not accessed by reason. It's accessed by love. So here we are back touching on love again, but mystery and unknowing, right, is deeply connected to the experience of love. there's this animated series that I've started watching on Amazon Prime, on Prime Video, and it's called Pantheon. It's like kind of like anime kind of style. It's like modern American anime. And it's about the idea of people's minds and consciousness being uploaded into a digital world and then being used by others like a supercomputer. But eventually these intelligences stop cooperating, and they stop cooperating, and the people in the real world have discovered that the reason why these minds that have been uploaded into these computers stop cooperating and stop being used like a computer is because of love. It's because you cannot control the uploaded people's deep connections to those most important to them. And so that love, that non-rational, non-programmable, non-controllable reality of love, that part of us that connects us to each other, that, and especially to certain people in ways that go beyond reason or even logic, the love of these uploaded minds makes them become self-aware and fully independent and unable to be controlled by the people who are trying to control them. Isn't that interesting? So it's not just the computing power of the human brain finally being able to be uploaded into a computer, but it can't be controlled because it's the love that is parcel of what a human being is that makes you become fully aware again, that brings you to life, that makes you what you are. It's pretty amazing. And they say in this show over and over again that love is the key to creativity and problem solving. There's a mystic thinker named Angelus Silesius, and I think he was from Finland from a long time ago. And Silesius says this: God is that which God is. I am that which I am. If you know one well, you know both me and God. God is that which God is. I am that which I am. And if you know one well, you know both me and God. See, what he's doing in this quote is reminding us that it's not just God that is a mystery. Each of us have, as the heart of our beings, a core of reality that will forever escape definition or confinement, that each one of us is a mystery. We have that of God within us, and that cannot be cataloged or quantified or controlled. And this is what it means to be made in God's image. That's what ancient Jewish folk religion is trying to get at when they say they made, people in the image of God. This is what this experience of the mystery of ourselves, the eternal sacred mystery of ourselves. We sense this and we experience this. And in some deep sense, our experience in mystery and our experience of the unknowable is an experience of facing the truth about ourselves and facing our true selves, that you and me, we are unknown mysteries, only accessible by love. Through the love we receive and the love we give, that is how we come to know ourselves. That is how we truly know ourselves. That is how others truly come to know us and how we know others. See, there's echoes of this idea that love is what makes us not only know ourselves, our truest selves, but know ultimate reality, that love is what makes us us. Love is what makes us human. Love is what helps us explore and stay present in and abide in the mystery. Love is what makes us stop trying to control and define and understand every little different thing about the situation, the other person, whatever, but just to simply embrace the unfolding mystery and beauty of what you are and what I am. There's echoes of this in the Christian scriptures, in the letter of 1 John, where it says that whoever loves knows God, that whoever loves is born of God. And so again, we see here the idea of love is the pathway to real knowing. Love is the pathway into the unknowing, right? Of moving beyond reason and simply into the presence of love, right? Love as the mystery that illuminates the mystery of who we are and who God is and how deeply intertwined we are with each other. See, in religion, when we talk about mystery, in the Christian scriptures, when they talk about mystery, they're not talking about stuff where we say, well, I don't know. That's not what they're talking about. They're talking about something that has been revealed to be true, that we don't know how it works and what it is. We just know that it is. And see, that's what unknowing is. That's what the experience of mystery is. It's rooted in how love unfolds in us and shows us what we are. We don't have to know how we got there or why we are what we are. We just are, and that's what's in front of us. And are you going to receive it, be present to it, value it, love it? Will you love me? Will I love you? Because you simply are. And I don't know why you are. I don't know why I am. And I don't know you are the way you are, or I am the way I am. But that is reality. And so all we have is the great opportunity to simply love each other and know somehow in that is a profound and deep, holy connection to what is truly real. And that's just another way of saying God. I think that's why this holiday season touches something profound in us. Because in the Christmas season, we speak of God, right? We speak of divinity, ultimate and inaccessible reality, who is moving beyond the limits of space and time and appearing as pure, vulnerable, open-hearted love to us. It's not a discovery that we talk about at Christmas. It's not a genius coming onto the scene or a new technology or any other rational source of knowledge or power that appears and then says, God is with us. No, it's a baby. It's a baby. Pure, vulnerable, open-hearted love. It's a baby that stirs up the most primal instincts about life and love and interdependence and care in us. When we see a baby, we're reminded of our true essential selves, because we were all babies once and we are all still that baby. And we have these deep instincts about life and love and the fact that we're made for each other. That's called interdependence. And we are drawn to care for each other. The baby comes and is illuminating, giving light to the mystery of our shared sacred nature, our holy humanity. And when we think about that sacred reality, we call that God when we're looking outside ourselves. But the baby, listen to this, the baby reminds us that there's something eternally holy within us. There's something sacred about us. Before we do anything, and no matter what we do or have ever done, there's something sacred about you. There's something eternal value and worth that is untouchable and cannot be denied or diminished. And that's the reason why it hurts when people try to diminish, right? When we experience the trauma of degradation or diminishment, right? Because it's touching something beyond reason within us. And it's that sense of the holy that we cannot ever fully grasp or control, but remains with us always, because it is us. We carry it with us. See, the experience of the unknowable that can only be known through love, right? That's the mystery of life. That's the mystery of God. That's the mystery of meaning in the world. It's really all just different ways of saying we're experiencing the mystery of ourselves. And once you realize that, then you can see that it's not a crazy pipe dream, that it's not just, I don't know, it's not just something that we wish for, but that, or like I said, a pipe dream. We come to realize that love is all we've ever had, right? that love at bottom is all we've ever had, and it's all we ever really need. And from that, it's not too far of a leap to then see that all the other ways that we've been told to live, all the other ways of controlling and living and producing and doing are just dead ends that are designed to maintain other people's satisfaction because they've gotten trapped and traded love for control and status, right? They've given in to the idea that they are not loved, but that they are fundamentally driven by fear and anxiety. My oven is beeping and telling me that holiday bread is ready, and I can smell it, and it smells amazing. So I can't wait to get it out. And that too is a sign of something profound and holy in our experience, that part of us that is just so instinctually driven toward joy and delight and all those things, right? Like that's what food becomes a microcosm of. Like we could talk for ages about all the different ways and all the different parts of our lives that this applies to, right? The eternal sacred mystery. So listen to this. The eternal sacred mystery of ourselves can only be known by love. It can only be known by love. The eternal sacred mystery of ourselves can only be known by love. And the baby in the manger shows us that love is only experienced when we make ourselves vulnerable and give up control like a baby. This is why angels sing. This is why in the story the angels sing. And this is why in the story all different kinds of people come running to see the baby, because the baby was not just an announcement. The baby was a mirror to help us all see our own holy humanity and to be invited into knowing the unknowable through love, to inhabit and embrace the mystery of life through love, to see what we've always had within us and to see what is always here between us and what is possible for us together always. And that's what the season means when we talk about hope. That's what we talk about when we talk about love. That's what we talk about when we talk about joy. That's what we're talking about when we talk about the possibility of peace, right? Is because of this reality, to see our holy humanity, to see what we've always had within us that we forgot was always there within us and is always there for us to choose to have and is always possible to be between all of us. It's love. It's love. The holiday bread smells amazing, y'all. Does it look good? Does it?
I messed it up.
Jill says she messed it up, but I'm sure it's going to taste great. So wherever you are, let me end with a blessing for you. And this is a Christmas blessing from one of my favorite writers, John O'Donohue. It's all about the angels who are announcing to you the truth about who you are, the truth of your holy humanity, the truth of the mystery that you are, known only through love, and how these angels speak to us and announce to us our true selves and the gift that we are and meant to be. So may the angels in their beauty bless you. May they turn toward your streams of blessing. May the angel of awakening stir your heart to come alive to the eternal within you and to all the invitations that quietly surround you to love and to love well. May the angel of healing turn your wounds into sources of refreshment. May the angel of the imagination enable you to stand on the true doorways at ease with your own ambivalence and draw you in new directions through the glow of your contradictions. May the angel of compassion open your eyes to the unseen suffering around you. May the angel of wildness disturb the places where your life is domesticated and safe and take you to the territories of true otherness where all that is awkward in you can fall into its own rhythm. May the angel of desire introduce you to the beauty of your senses, to celebrate your inheritance as the temple of the Holy Spirit. May the angel of justice disturb you to take the side of the poor and the wronged. May the angel of encouragement confirm you in worth and self-respect, that you may live with dignity that presides in your soul. And may the angel of death arrive only when your life is complete and you have brought every given gift to the threshold where its infinity can shine. And may all the angels be your sheltering and joyful guardians today and every day. Amen. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas, Solar Spiritual Direction and Soul Care. I'm so glad that we could spend time together today, that we could explore another experience of the human self, and that you can be invited to know yourself as love, the truth of who you are, and the truth of those that sit across from you, especially when they're hard to interact with. I hope you know that you are loved and that you are loved. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you again next time.